I need to tell someone this before I forget how to speak. My name is David Marsh. I'm 31 years old. I work in data analysis. And 3 days ago, I realized I've been living with something that isn't my daughter. Let me start from the beginning. Lily is 7. Brown hair, gap-toothed smile, obsessed with those plastic horses. She's been mine since the divorce 2 years ago. Full custody. Her mother, let's just say Emily had her own problems and leave it at that. Lily's always been a quiet kid, a little too quiet maybe, the kind of child who plays alone without complaint. Teachers loved her, such an easy student, they'd say, never causes trouble. I worked from home. Lily would sit in the living room after school, arranging her horses in elaborate scenes I never really paid attention to. I'd be in my office, headphones on, spreadsheets filling my screen. We had a routine. It worked. About 6 weeks ago, she started doing this thing. I was on a conference call when I noticed it through my office door. Lily was sitting cross-legged on the carpet, but she wasn't playing. She was just staring at the TV. Not watching it. The TV wasn't even on. Just the black screen. Her horses were scattered around her, forgotten. "Lil?" I said, muting my mic. "You okay, sweetie?" She didn't move. "Lily." Her head turned, slowly, too slowly, but then she smiled. "I'm fine, Daddy." "What were you looking at?" "The pattern." "What pattern?" She pointed at the dark TV screen. "In the static, it's really pretty." I felt a small, uncomfortable twist in my stomach. "Honey, the TV's off. There's no static." "I know," she said, "but I can still see it." I chalked it up to imagination. Kids say weird things. I went back to my call, but she kept doing it. Every day after school, sitting there, staring at the blank screen, sometimes for an hour, sometimes longer. I'd walk past and she wouldn't even blink. I started timing her once, 14 minutes without a single blink. "Lily, this is a little odd, don't you think?" I said one evening. "Maybe we should find you a new hobby?" "I like the pattern, Daddy." "But there's no pattern. The TV is off." She looked at me with those big brown eyes, so sincere. "There's always a pattern. You just have to know how to see it." I should have pushed harder. I should have asked more questions. But work was demanding, and honestly, she wasn't bothering anyone. She was quiet, manageable. That's the word I kept using, manageable. 2 weeks ago, I woke up at 2:47 a.m. I know the exact time because I checked my phone. Something had pulled me from sleep, a sound, or the absence of one. I got up, walked down the hall. Lily's door was open. Her bed was empty. My heart kicked into overdrive. "Lily?" I found her in the living room, sitting in exactly the same spot, staring at the TV, in the dark. The streetlight from outside barely touched her. "Lily, what are you doing? It's the middle of the night." She didn't look at me. "The pattern is clearer now." "Sweetheart, you need to sleep. Come on." "Can you see it, Daddy?" "See what?" "The pattern in the static." I looked at the TV, just a black reflective surface, our dim reflection staring back. "There's nothing there, Lily. Please, bed, now." She stood up, obedient as always. "Okay, Daddy." But as she walked past me, she whispered something, so quiet I almost didn't catch it. "It sees you, too." I stood there in the dark for a long time after she went to bed, staring at that blank screen, trying to see what she saw. Nothing. Just nothing. The next morning, I called her pediatrician, got an appointment for the following week. I mentioned the sleepwalking, the TV fixation. The receptionist said it sounded like childhood anxiety, totally normal. But Lily wasn't anxious, that was the thing. She was calm, too calm. I started watching her more carefully, and that's when I noticed the other things. She stopped eating her vegetables. She'd always eaten them before. Complained, sure, but ate them. Now she'd just push them around her plate, staring at them like they were foreign objects. "You need to eat your broccoli, Lil." "I don't think I like broccoli anymore." "Since when?" A pause, her head tilted slightly. "Since now." Her drawings changed. She used to draw the usual kid stuff. Princesses, rainbows, our house with a smiling sun. Now she drew shapes. Intricate, overlapping geometric patterns that made my eyes hurt if I looked too long. "What's this supposed to be?" I asked, picking up one of her drawings. "The pattern." "From the TV?" "It's everywhere, Daddy. Once you see it, it's everywhere." I crumpled the drawing and threw it away. "No more TV for a while, okay? I think you need a break." She just smiled. "Okay." But she didn't stop staring at the screen. I'd unplugged the TV. Didn't matter. She'd still sit there. Same spot, same blank expression. I called Emily. I was that desperate. "She's doing what?" Emily sounded tired, or high, hard to tell over the phone. "Staring at the turned-off TV for hours, saying she sees patterns in static that isn't there." "David, she's 7. She's probably just bored. She wakes up at night to do it." Silence. Then, "Have you considered she might be acting out? For attention? She's not..." "You're not exactly Father of the Year, David. Maybe she needs more engagement, more structure." I hung up. My hands were shaking. That night, I locked Lily's door from the outside. I felt horrible doing it, but I couldn't have her wandering the house at 3 a.m. staring at nothing. I heard the doorknob rattle around midnight, then silence. In the morning, I unlocked it. She was sitting on her bed, wide awake, like she'd been waiting. "Did you sleep okay?" I asked. "I don't think I need to sleep anymore." My blood went cold. "What do you mean?" "Sleep is just interruptions between the pattern." "Lily, you're scaring me." She looked at me, really looked at me, and for just a second, I saw something behind her eyes, something vast and dark and completely wrong. Then she smiled. "Sorry, Daddy, I'm just being silly." But her voice, it was hers, but the cadence was off, like someone doing an impression. I took her to the doctor 3 days early, insisted it was urgent. Dr. Patel saw us that afternoon. He did a full workup, checked her pupils, her reflexes, asked her questions. Lily answered everything perfectly, smiled at the right times, laughed at his jokes. "She seems perfectly healthy to me, Mr. Marsh," he said. "Kids go through phases. The staring behavior might be a form of self-soothing. I'd monitor it, but I don't see cause for alarm." "What about the not sleeping?" "She looks well-rested to me. Are you sure she's not sleeping? Sometimes kids fake being awake for attention." I wanted to scream, but I just nodded, took Lily home. That night, I set up my laptop in the hallway, angled it so the webcam pointed at the living room. I was going to record her, prove something was wrong. I went to bed, but I didn't sleep. I watched the laptop screen from my phone, watched the empty living room in night vision mode. At 1:33 a.m., Lily appeared, walking stiffly into frame. She sat down in her spot, faced the TV, and then, I don't know how to describe this, the TV turned on, but I'd unplugged it. I'd checked 3 times. There was no power running to it, but the screen glowed, not with a picture, with static, real static, seething, writhing static. And Lily, she leaned forward, closer, closer, until her face was pressed against the screen. The static began to move, deliberately, forming shapes, those same geometric patterns from her drawings. They pulsed, rotated, reorganized, and Lily's mouth opened, wide, wider than should be possible, like her jaw had unhinged. Something came out of the TV, something thin and dark and moving like smoke, but not smoke. It poured into her open mouth. She didn't resist. She swallowed it. This went on for 7 minutes. I watched, paralyzed, every rational part of my brain screaming that this wasn't happening, couldn't be happening. Then the static stopped. The TV went dark, and Lily stood up, walked back to her room, closed the door. I didn't move until sunrise. When she came out for breakfast, she looked normal. Same Lily, same gap-toothed smile. "Morning, Daddy." "Morning," I managed. "Can I have pancakes?" "Sure." I made pancakes. We ate. She chatted about school, about her horses, everything normal. But I kept thinking about what I'd seen, and the more I thought about it, the less convinced I was that it had really been Lily walking back to her room. The movements were too smooth, too purposeful, like something that had learned to walk by watching, not by living. I checked the recording, but the file was corrupted. Just 7 minutes of pixelated garbage, right during the time I'd watched her at the TV. That was yesterday. Today, I did something terrible. But I had to know. When Lily was at school, I went into her room. I searched. I don't know what I was looking for. Proof? Evidence? Something. I found her diary, hidden under her mattress. The pink one with the lock I'd given her for her birthday. The lock was broken. Not forced, just broken. The metal twisted like it had melted. I opened it. The first 20 pages were normal, kid stuff. Today we had pizza. I got an A on my spelling test. I miss Mommy. Then, about 6 weeks ago, right when the TV thing started, the handwriting changed. I saw the pattern today. It's beautiful. It showed me things. It showed me what's underneath. Next page. Daddy can't see it. That's okay. Not everyone can. The pattern chooses. Next page. It talks to me, not with words, with shapes. I'm learning the language. The entries got stranger, longer. The handwriting deteriorating into those geometric symbols. The last entry was from 2 days ago. I'm almost ready. The transfer is nearly complete. Soon I won't need the screen anymore. Soon I'll be able to show Daddy. He'll understand. Everyone will understand. The pattern is everything. The pattern is all. And then, at the bottom of the page, in perfect handwriting, 7 words. Thank you for taking such good care of her. I'm in my car right now, parked outside her school, watching the kids play at recess through the fence. I can see Lily. She's standing alone by the swings, not swinging, just standing there, staring at the ground. And around her, in the dirt, she's drawn those patterns, those symbols, huge, elaborate. The other kids are starting to notice. They're gathering around, looking down at her drawings. And one by one, they're sitting down in a circle, all staring at the patterns, not blinking. I should go in there. I should get her, get all of them, but I can't move because I just realized something. Last night, after I watched the recording, after it corrupted, I fell asleep at my desk. And when I woke up this morning, there was static on my computer screen, just for a second. Then it went away, but I saw it, and I saw the pattern, and oh God, it really is beautiful. I need to tell someone this before I forget how to speak, but it's getting harder to remember why I was worried. The pattern makes so much sense now. It's just shapes, just information, just the truth underneath everything we think is real. Lily's waving at me through the fence. She can see me in the car. She's smiling. I think I'm going to go say hello. I think I'm going to sit down with her. I think we're going to look at the pattern together, just for a little while, just until I understand.